Hello everyone, and welcome back to my collection tour. It has been a minute since I've done one of these. I think like maybe 6-7 months.
You need to leave!
Alright, so as you can see, a lot of things have changed, and I even have this empty shelf here for something else that you'll learn about much later in the video. And yeah, here's my new collection. You can see like some sections probably haven't changed at all, except for that. There's some new stuff here. 3DS games are still the same. Oh, don't recognize those. What about, oh, these three right next to each other? We'll definitely get into those. Yeah, that wasn't there before. Oh, this is definitely different, right? Down here, oh, Genesis collection looking beefier than last time. Look at all this. Look at all these games. And check this out. New Lego Game Boy. GameCube hasn't changed much, but there's some new titles in there. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. Matter of fact, I kind of feel like starting off over here, so let's do that. You see this top one right here? This has not been used in a while. This is like a NES and Super Nintendo clone console that I haven't used for anything in a while. I only have like that multi-cart back there, that off-brand one, and that's it. I might start collecting for Super Nintendo and NES soon, but I'll want the actual console instead of that. I'll probably end up selling this and get a lot of value for it though. Here we have the PS1. I have a lot of memories with this thing because this is the first retro console I ever owned. Here we have my GameCube, which I'm very happy to have to this day. This was like my first Facebook Marketplace deal that I did for a retro console, and it couldn't have gone more smoothly, honestly. I got this thing for 50 bucks with Star Fox Assault in there as well, all the cords, no controller unfortunately. This was not in the last room tour, but I actually got an authentic one. This one's kind of a piece of crap though, but I've seen people like repair them, add new. I might like take this apart and put a new joystick in there for each of these, clean it out real good, maybe have a new custom shell on there. It'll look super cool. I think I might do that. Oh, and sorry, I kind of glossed over the PS2 here. I don't have the PS1 plugged in because this is backwards compatible with it. And honestly, this makes way less noise than the PS1 does. So it's really nice to have this thing here. This is the only thing the PS2 is what I keep plugged in. And here is my freaking garbage Sega Genesis Model 2 that I really want to get rid of and trade in for a Model 1. The Model 2 just sucks on almost every level. It has like that super annoying splash screen when you first boot up, and this thing like barely reads games anymore. So I want to get like a Model 1 that could read stuff better. I think that'd be nice, honestly. I'm pretty sure the Model 1 has like better sound quality and like has a built-in audio mixing system. Something like that. I might have heard that from somewhere else, but yeah. And it also just has a much cooler design. Oh, somehow again, I'm glossing over everything, but let's check out the Game Boy player. I don't want to take it apart and show you everything because it's just, I have to do all these screws and stuff. But in here, oh, apparently this is only on the side. It's crazy how it just launches it out. Here's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, OG. I tried to play Rechain, but I hated it, so I might play this instead. Everyone says this game is better than Rechain of Memories, so I might do that. But yeah, Game Boy player. This is probably the most expensive thing I bought in this collection. It cost me like $180 for this. Not very proud of that price tag, but you know, I have this now, and I can play Game Boy games on the TV. And it kind of expands the amount of stuff I can collect for, which is nice. Hey, here's my Switch 1. Would you look at that? The Switch 1 is outdated now. Who would have thought? The Switch 2 is right here. I like the Switch 2 so far. I mean, aside from all of Nintendo's scummy business practices. My only problem with the Switch 2 is that there's like no other games to play besides like, I don't know, there's Bonanza, I guess, but those are the only exclusives I can think of off the top of my head. So maybe once more games came out, and if they do a price cut, then yeah, potentially it might be good to pick one up. Yeah, let's check out my glorious PlayStation 5. Look at this. Woo! This is the OG model. I don't know why it has handprints on the side. That's weird. I got two controllers. I got the Jet Black DualSense and the one that came with it. I've gotten a lot of use out of my PS5 in 2025 and last year. There were just so many new games on this thing that I played and finished, and yeah, I'll definitely be talking about those when I get to my shelf. Last but not least, oh boy, my Xbox 360. What model is this? This is the S or it's the Slim, right? So I never had a Slim as a kid, but I did have the OG, like the one with the red ring of death and everything. So it was like white, you know? I have quite the freaking story about this Xbox, okay? So just bear with me. I got this thing off of Marketplace, and the Marketplace deal for this thing never made me want to use Facebook Marketplace again. So I pull up to their property, right? They hand me the Xbox through the window because I was like, all right, I just want to be in and out. I don't want to stay there. So yeah, they handed it to me through the window. I hand them the 50 bucks. I leave. And then as I'm driving home, I smell weed. I smell like something that smells like cigarette smoke or weed. And I realize it's coming from the Xbox and the controller. I actually opened this thing up, right? I have some propyl alcohol and like a toothbrush to like clean the motherboards. It was filthy in there, I tell you. Even after I was done cleaning it, it still smelled horrible. So I let it air out outside for like overnight, and it eventually smelled fine. But there was another problem. When I was done reassembling it, I realized that there was like a little wire that I accidentally snipped, or I ripped it, I tore it, and that wire happened to be connected to the power button here. So when I press this thing, it does not turn on. I would try and trade this into a game store or something, but I think they would figure out sooner or later that this power button doesn't work, and I don't know if they would take it or not. But I haven't tested that yet. If I can trade this in and get some value off of it, then I'll find a better console. But yeah, this is just a big disaster and waste of my time. I mean, at least I still have it and it works, but like, it's just so much freaking effort. It just hurts to even think about. Let's move on. So I'm actually excited to show off my PS1 and PS2 section because I actually got a ton of cool stuff. I'll start with this. This is a sample disc filled with some demos of some popular games like Metal Gear, Medieval, NFL Extreme, Spyro the Dragon. This thing's kind of in rough shape. It's like ripped and torn, but I'll just try and get the disc out here. There's actually two discs in here. Is this oh yeah, this is the one that came with it. Let's throw it up here for now. And the other one was a huge shocker to me. So this is a official PlayStation Magazine disc. I think you get these when you subscribe to their mail system. I haven't looked into it that much, but that's just what I gathered by looking at this. And if you look at this, you could see like all these non-playable, so I'm guessing that it just shows like trailers of the games. So it has Rugrats. The only one I recognize here is Siphon Filter, but that's it. Here you can look at playable demos, and we have freaking Silent Hill 1 is a playable demo on this thing, and that just blew my mind, because if you don't know, the full game of Silent Hill 1 is like $200 loose. But the only problem oh my gosh, I would be very surprised if this thing even ran. I have not tested it yet. Or this other one. I think this other one's also in bad shape. Let me take a look at it. This one's not as bad, but oh man, this one's in worse condition, and I'm actually really sad about that. So if you're wondering where I got these, we were just at a family get-together. I think it was like Thanksgiving with my dad's side of the family, and we were just chilling, right? We get the sudden urge to just start digging into like my grandma's abandoned closet that she just hasn't used in a long time, and we found so many treasures in there, just like family history and like keepsakes. And we also found this thing. My grandma's like, yeah, you can keep them, I heard you were collecting, so go ahead. And that was very generous of her. I'm very glad I had these, but it'll take a miracle to get these running. Oh yeah, I also found this PlayStation Underground. I think this is I'm gonna be careful not to show an address or anything, but I think this is like a sweepstakes to play the PS2 early. Once you're in, you get all the exclusive info of the PS2. Oh no, this is like a subscription. You like put all your info in here, and then you get all these benefits. But yeah, that's really cool. Here's Final Fantasy VII, which I still have not advanced on at all since the last video. Gran Turismo is here. I talked about this last time, so I'm not gonna say anything else. Oh yeah, check this out. Resident Evil Director's Cut. So this is like the first Resident Evil game, and it's aged so horribly. I cannot get into it because of just how awful it is to play. Tekken 2, actually not much to say about it. It's Tekken 2. Tekken 3 is where the series actually starts to get good. So I'm gonna try and look for that one. Looking into the PS2 section, I have Tekken Tag Tournament 1 now, but I really like this game a lot. The controls just feel really smooth. It's just like basic fundamentals is all it is in this game. No crazy combos or anything like that, like in 8 or other games. So this game's pretty easy to pick up and play. Anyone can have fun with it. I have Tekken 4 as well, and everyone says that this game is like one of the worst ones, but I think like the elevation changes, I think that's really cool, and it makes this game stand out a lot. And here we have Tekken 5. It's all right, I guess. I mean, I've played so many Tekken games at this point that they just kind of blend together. I don't really know what to say about them anymore. This one introduced character customization though, and this one feels very fluent and very smooth. Everyone says this is probably the best in the franchise. Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 were not here before, so I'll bring these out. Nothing much to say about Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I just thought I'd get them on Genesis because I kind of like the Mortal Kombat games. Alright, so last time I had Sonic 1 and 2, and now I have Sonic 3. And this took me forever to find. I'm glad I finally have this now. This is the Mega Hit Series version. I don't even remember that line of releases, and I didn't know they actually had it, like, it on the cartridge label too. Oh, I forgot I had this. I forgot I had Sonic Spinball. So as you can tell, I now have, here's 3D Blast and the Sonic & Knuckles cartridge. So I have almost every Sonic game released on the Genesis, except for Mean Bean Machine. I still need to find that one. Switch stuff hasn't changed much. If you want to listen to me talk about Switch games and stuff, then you can check out my last Room Tour video. Let's start off with Pokemon Legends ZA. You can see the seal is broken, but I actually haven't played it yet. I'm trying to finish, where is it? Expedition 33 first before I play this, and I'm getting pretty close to finishing Expedition 33. So I'll get to this soon. I might stream it too, because I have not played a Pokemon game in like 8 years, or whenever it was that Let's Go Pikachu came out, which was probably a long time ago. I can't remember though. And just like that, we're done with the Switch section already. Yeah, told you it'd be quick. Ooh, Xbox 360. All right, here we got Dead Space 2 and 3. I do have Dead Space 1, but it's the remake version. I was playing through it for a little bit. I kind of dropped it for a while, but I'll pick it up again soon. Dead Space is really fun. It's a very effective survival horror game. It's really scary and actually kind of hard, but I really like the story. I really like how interesting it is. So I was gonna pick up 2 and 3 because I really like the first game, and hopefully it won't be like too different from the remake of the first game. And I should still be able to play these, but we'll see. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I bought this game just because it's notoriously bad. It's a notoriously bad fighting game, so that's why I got it. Ooh, yeah, look at this. Sega Superstars Tennis. This is not the first game I've ever played, but definitely one of them. I think it was the second one. This game is incredibly nostalgic for me, and it's still a lot of fun to this day. I know it looks like just a basic tennis game, but it's actually really fun and addicting, and there's actually a lot to do, so you should definitely check it out. And here is Sonic 06, which I plan to play on stream because, I mean, you already know what this game's about. You already know why it's garbage, and you already know why I have to play it on stream. That would be so funny. Tag Tournament 2, everyone said, like, almost killed the franchise. It's the lowest selling Tekken game, and I played it for a little bit, and it's actually really fun, but the skill ceiling is so high. Tekken as is already really hard, but in this game they implement like being able to switch between 2 characters and like different ways you can switch, like tag buffering, where they only come in for a few seconds and you swap right back out, and all this super advanced tech with it. So yeah, this game is like the opposite of beginner friendly. Here's 3DS. Not much has changed here, or actually nothing at all. But next to 3DS, in that 1DS game there, we have Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for Game Boy Color. I started collecting Game Boy games after I got my Game Boy Player, and this was the first one I got. Only played a little bit of it. The physics in this game are really odd. It doesn't feel like OG Mario Bros. At all, but yeah, everyone says this game's really good, so I'll get into it eventually. Mario Advance 2 is literally just Super Mario World, but for GBA. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I guess we'll go back over Kingdom Hearts 2.8 because I actually progressed on Kingdom Hearts. I finished 2 a while ago. I finished it last year, and then I got through every game in this collection and in 2.5. So I finished 2, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and Fragmentary Passage. And now I'm on 3, but I dropped it a while ago because I just wasn't having fun with it. Here we have Persona 5 Strikers, which I also really want to get into. From what I'm assuming, it's a Dynasty Warriors game, which I'm not really a fan of to begin with. They're mindless button mashers, but this is a direct sequel to Persona 5. I think the vanilla ending, but this game did come out after Royal, so I could be wrong there. But yeah, I've been really looking forward to trying this. It's just killing me. Nobody talks about it either, so I wonder if it's actually good or not. Marvel Spider-Man 1. Already talked about it in the last video. It's a great game, please play it. I didn't really talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. I know for this game for most people is just more EA slop with microtransactions, but the story mode is pretty fun actually. I really like the story mode in this game. You should definitely give it a shot. Astro Bot. I was like a year late to this game. I played it after it got nominated for Game of the Year, and this game is so freaking fun. It's so awesome. If you have a PS5 or if you're going to get one, do not miss out on this game. And here we have another game I finished last year, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a spiritual successor to the Jet Set Radio series, which I also played through last year. Those games have some charm to them, but this game just does everything that Jet Set Radio does like 10 times better. I'd also like to comment on the soundtrack. The soundtrack is amazing. Just go check that out too. This game changed my life. The only reason this game has haters is because of the Game Awards sweep. I'm convinced that's the only reason. And because they used AI like one time, even though they patched it out like the day after the game released, so I don't know why people still use that as a point of argument. People who hate on this game are just stupid and they need to do more research. This game is freaking amazing. The way it like portrays its themes about like grief and loss is just genius, but I'm not going to tell you how because that'd be spoilers. It is a turn-based RPG, but it has like a lot of elements from like Mario and Luigi of all things, where you can dodge and stuff. And there's also parrying added in, gradient parries, whatever. And it kind of plays, it's like a mishmash of Persona and the Mario and Luigi games. So if you're into both of those, then you definitely like this. Now here's Dead Space, but it's in another GameStop case. Yeah, I kind of dropped this game and haven't picked it up for a while, but it's a very good survival horror game. Whoa, Mortal Kombat 1. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, you had a good run. Actually, no, not really. This game is not really that good. So, I mean, the game is still fun, but like, Warner Bros. Just like completely ruined it for everybody. It was rumored that the last wave of DLC was canceled and they weren't going to update this game anymore. And that rumor was unfortunately true. Persona 3 Reload, this game is pretty cool so far. I'm only like 20 hours in. I'm playing this on stream, so if you catch me live, be sure to watch me if you're interested. Lastly, let's check out the GameCube section. There's a few changes. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that. Resident Evil 0, this is another game I have not tried, and I don't know what everyone's opinions are on this game, but it is a prequel to the first game, so I'm definitely gonna try it out eventually. It's not every day when you get to experience an old classic Resident Evil game blind for the first time, so yeah, I'll definitely try this soon. Oh yeah, check this out. This was not here before. We have the Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest bonus disc. I have never beaten Ocarina of Time before, so don't be mad at me for that, but I just never got around to it, never interested me. But yeah, now that I have this, I was gonna start getting into it. Here is the Game Boy Player disc. And it's in its case and everything. Okay, it's not in there, it's in my GameCube right now, but you get the point. Every time I see this thing, I'm just reminded of how much money I spent on it.
And that was the collection tour. I'm glad you got to see all the games I've collected over the years and what I thought about them. Gaming has always been a passion of mine, and collecting games is my way of expressing love for it and its long history. So thank you so much for watching, and I just remembered I have to be at the airport in 30 minutes, so I'll see you guys later.